Juggalos in recovery. Juggalos in recovery, man. All the juggalos in recovery. Be proud of this. Juggalos in recovery. Those who want to help you are juggalos.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Sober with another video for step 2. Did step 1 last week, and this week we're going to do step 2. I have my handy dandy 12 traditions book. Step 2 for Juggalos in Recovery reads as this: we came to believe the carnival could help us screw our heads on straight. For the purpose of this video, I took the profanity out of it, just so everybody can watch it and no one gets offended, even though it's just words. But let me start this way. For me, step 2 happened when I went to AA and I stepped into that room for the first time. After that first meeting, during that first meeting is when I realized I needed to be in recovery. At that moment, that's when I believed that carnival could help me screw my head on straight. I say the carnival, very loose term. For AA people, a lot of people believe in a higher power. A lot of NA people believe that as well. I believe in a higher power as well. But it can be whatever you need it to be. The carnival is the community. The carnival is the fellow addicts in the world that are there to help you. Step number 2 brings to the table is after you've hit rock bottom, you've realized that you need help, that you cannot do this by yourself. And step 2 is your realization that you cannot do this by yourself, and also your willingness to reach out for help from something bigger than you, whether it's a group of people, or a higher being, a God, whatever it is. Step 2 is where you believe something bigger than you can help you stay clean and sober. I'm going to preface my reading with, I'm going to replace wherever it says AA with recovery, because we are a recovery group. We are not an AA group or an NA group. We support all addicts who need recovery. The first paragraph in this chapter of the book says, the moment they read step 2, most recovery newcomers are confronted with a dilemma, sometimes a serious one. How often have you heard them cry out, "Look, what you people have done to us. You have convinced us that we are addicts, that our lives are unmanageable. Having reduced us to a state of absolute helplessness, you now declare that none but a higher power can remove our obsession. Some of us won't believe in God. Others can't. And still others who do believe that God exists have no faith whatsoever. He will perform this miracle. Yes, you've got us over the barrel, all right. But where do we go from here?" through my travels in recovery, I have met some people who've had this problem. And it kind of opened my eyes to what works for other people. One thing that I've learned in my recovery program is take what you want and leave the rest. So what I do is, no matter what it is, recovery or real life, if only parts of something work for me, then I only use those parts. I don't let the other parts affect my life, because I don't need them, because I only need the tools in that moment. When it comes down to this, whether you're trying to figure out if you believe in God or a higher power, whatever, if you're on the fence, don't let that hold you back. Start with something that you can see. You can see other addicts. You can see the group of people who are willing to help you because they've been in a very similar position than you have. So when it comes down to it, you don't have to believe in a higher power, in a spiritual being. You can just believe in the group of people that are trying to help you. No matter how hard that is for us to understand, we need to believe in that, because our community is what's going to help us stay sober and stay clean. First, recovery does not demand that you believe anything. All of its 12 steps are but suggestions. Second, to get sober and clean and to stay sober and clean, you don't have to swallow all of step 2 right now. Looking back, I find that I took a piecemeal myself. Third, all you really need is a truly open mind. Just resign from the debating society and quit bothering yourself with such deep questions as whether it was the hen or the egg that came first. Again, I say all you need is an open mind. When you realize you've completed step 1 and that your life has hit rock bottom, and you go to step 2 and you look at it, if you walk into step 2 thinking closed-minded, nothing's going to help me, no one's going to help me, you're writing your own story. So if you walk into it with an open mind, with no expectations, it will give you a better chance of success. And that's what matters for us. You can, if you wish, make recovery itself your higher power. Here's a very large group of people who have solved their addiction problem. In this respect, they are certainly a power greater than you, who have not even come close to a solution. Surely you can have faith in them. Even this minimum of faith will be enough. And that goes along with what I've been saying. If you have qualms with dealing with faith, spirituality, and religion, then deal with the people you physically, literally talk to when it comes to recovery. Find someone who's going to help you. Go through the steps. Go through whatever recovery program that you're using. I use the 12-step because that's what helped me. It may not help you. But how do you know if you won't try? If the 12 steps don't help you, there's other recovery programs out there that may be better for you. I support all recovery programs except the ones who are, looking to take money out of your pocket. Recovery is a group of people at its core that are willing to help other addicts achieve sobriety, and that's the main focus of recovery, in my opinion. These couple pages that I'm skipping, They go over the different kinds of believers and non-believers. This one stuck out to me. Now let's take the guy full of faith, but still reeking of alcohol. He believes he is devout. His religious observance is scrupulous. He's sure he still believes in God, but suspects that God doesn't believe in him. He takes pledges and more pledges. Following each, he not only drinks again or gets high again, but acts worse than the last time. Valiantly, he tries to fight his addiction, imploring God's help, but the help doesn't come. What then can be the matter? To clergymen, doctors, friends, and families, the addict, who means well and tries hard, is a heartbreaking riddle. To most recovery people, he is not. There are too many of us who have been just like him and have found the riddle's answer. This answer has to do with the quality of faith rather than its quantity. We all know it's always quality over quantity. And when it comes to recovery, it's how much effort you put into your recovery is how much success you're going to get out of it. Same way with life. As much effort as you put into it, that's as much success as you're going to get out of it. So when it comes to your faith, whether it's your faith in other people, it's faith in other addicts, it's faith in yourself to just get sober and live a better life, then it's the quality of it. The fact was, we really hadn't cleaned house so that the grace of God could enter us and expel the obsession. What that translates to, non-spirituality based definition in my eyes. The only way you're going to allow sort of community, faith, whatever it is that helps you get rid of your obsession with your addiction is to be able to let those people, let that faith in, so you can deal with all of the things that becoming sober and clean bring up. The question here is, are you willing to let your guard down and stop protecting yourself from something that can actually improve your quality of life? Sanity is defined as soundness of mind, yet no addict soberly analyzing his destructive behavior, whether the destruction fell on the dining room furniture or his own moral fiber, can claim soundness of mind himself. Therefore, step 2 is the rallying point for all of us. Whether agnostic, atheist, or former believer, we can stand together on this step. True humility and an open mind can lead us to faith, and every person in recovery, every recovery meeting is an assurance that God will restore us to sanity if we rightly relate ourselves to Him. What we did during our active addiction was insane. Many of us tried to stop ourselves, we tried treating other people differently, but we kept doing these same things over and over and over again, expecting different results. We just had different excuses why they were different. The reality of it is they weren't. So, how can we look back at our active addiction and say that we were sane. That's a very humbling feeling. We weren't. But the best part of this is that we are all in this together. And I know it's kind of a cheesy saying, but it's true. Becoming vulnerable and allowing yourself to have that humility, to allow yourself to open up in this form, and you walk in with an open mind of just needing help. No matter what it is, then if you find what works for you, whether it's a group of drunks or a group of addicts or just meetings themselves or reading a book every day or whatever it is, there's so many things out there that could help. If that is what your faith is based off of, faith in a general term, not religion, but learning to have faith in yourself, in other people, you walk in and you allow yourself to receive the message that the universe is trying to deliver to you, then you are on the right path. You're not in this alone. I got your back. All these other people got your back. All those people in the intro to this video, they all have your back. We are here to help you. You are not alone in this. Remember, we are family and you are loved. Whoop whoop.
Juggalos in recovery, man. Juggalos in recovery. Juggalos in recovery, man. All the juggalos in recovery. Deep proud of you. Juggalos in recovery. Those who want to help you are juggalos. Juggalos in recovery, man.
Story time. I'm going to talk about my first gathering. It was Oklahoma. We all know it. We've all heard about it. A lot of us didn't like it. Well, it was my first. So I really loved it. The dust and the dirt and the cops and yeah, it kind of put a damper on things, but it was still pretty good. One thing that I loved about my first experience at the gathering was how welcomed I was. I remember the first time someone told me welcome home, even though it was my first gathering, and I got tingles all through my body, but it wasn't like normal goosebumps and stuff. It was like when you listen to a really good song and you get the goosebumps. It was more powerful than that. It was like I was getting filled with love. It was amazing. So something else from that first gathering was I was offered, drugs and alcohol while I was there. It's the gathering. Everybody's doing it. But my response was, no thank you, I'm a recovering addict. And the people that offered it to me apologized. Like, where else do you get that? I've never experienced that at all. Usually people trying to talk me into it. But at this music festival and people who, trying to have a little side hustle, apologized and then congratulated me on my sobriety. And we actually had conversations. hung out with a couple of them. It was awesome. My first gathering, also, I held the first Juggalos in Recovery meeting at the gathering. We had one meeting every day. It was a good group of us. If you're watching this, thank you for all the support. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being awesome and being part of the family. Every gathering I go to, I make new friends and have amazing experiences. There was a lot of things that I didn't expect to happen. I didn't know what to expect, honestly, and then I get there and I have one of the best times in the world. So if you're a recovering addict and you think you're able to go, as long as you need a support system, hit us up, make sure we're going to be there. See, with my job, I'm out of the country parts of the year, so I may not be able to make a few gatherings unless I get someone to fill in for me. But as of right now, it's just me throwing the recovery meetings. But I do know people who are in recovery who will be there who can help you out. So if you're going to the gathering and you need the support system, hit up the group in the page, hit me up, let us know, and I'll try to put you in contact with a few people to make sure you have a recovery support system there for you. I know the last gathering in 19, I actually got told that because of our meetings, someone actually had the power to walk away from the gathering because the temptation was too strong for him. I hope he's still doing good. I hope everybody who I've talked to is doing good. With all that, thanks for the love and support. Much love to you. Whoop whoop.
Juggalos in Recovery, man.